Тож, шановні колеги, вітаю вас на нашому вебінарі. Я б хотіла сказати, що цей захід буде проведено в межах проєкту міжнародної співпраці, а саме в проєкті застосування та імплементація угоди про асоціацію між Євросоюзом та Україною у сфері торгівлі. За фінансування уряду Німеччини проєкт імплементується німецькою федеральною компанією GAZ спільно з програмою розвитку ПРООН в Україні. Також хотіла б представити вам нашого модератора заходу, це Івана Зеленіна. Вона є керівником Українського експортного альянсу, тож сьогодні буде модерувати наш захід. По самій процедурі я б хотіла сказати, в кого які питання пишіть в чат, ви можете писати, а також піднімати руку згодом, коли буде можливість. В нас є можливість бачити субтитри. Якщо ви подивитеся знизу, таке віконечко, дві букви «С», можете включити субтитри, кому складно говорити англійською, розуміти вірніше. І там же можна піднімати руку. Все. Тоді, якщо всім все зрозуміло, ми починаємо. Пані Ірина, вам слово.
Окей, рада всіх вітати. So, I'm switch on English. I'm very glad to give the floor to Mr. Greg AMBROZIEWICZ, Deputy Head of Unit European Innovation Council. We are happy people to listen to a great presentation from great speaker. So, Mr. Greg, the floor is yours.
Ira, Maria, thank you so much. Thank you for this very nice introduction. So I would like to explain to you how to take advantage of funding coming from Brussels. This funding is coming directly from Brussels. You don't need to go via Ukraine. You directly work with Brussels. As for the language, if you don't understand something, because the language might be very technical, you just raise your hand and I'll try to explain it in other words, some technical terms, so it will be easier for you to understand. It's very important that no one is scared of asking questions. There are no silly questions. All questions are valid. As you are here to learn, you're here to find out how to find funding for your great innovative ideas that you have. This is your right, this is your privilege at the same time, to directly benefit from funds coming from the European Commission. So I encourage you to ask questions anytime you want during the presentation, and I think this is the best idea. So I understand we have 1 hour. Hopefully we'll make it with all the questions. This program is quite unique program that provides a big change to startups and SMEs. Money that companies can request from us bring a great change to the market. Our goal is to bring more breakthrough innovation to the market. We want to change the European innovation ecosystem. So until now, we managed to incentivize over 10 billion in follow-on investments, meaning all companies that we have invested in managed to attract other cash. And in total, there are 40 billion of valuation of companies that were supported by us. 10 billion euros is the amount of money that we have at stake. Our program has 10 billion euros. It's part of the European Innovation Council, is part of Horizon Europe. Horizon Europe is nearly 90 billion euros. Our pillar, third innovation pillar, has 10 billion euros. We have invested until now in around 6,000 companies. Today, we are managing a portfolio of 720 companies. Out of these, 12 became unicorn. So imagine a small company in Kiev that started somewhere in a garage and working with some friends. Today, the valuation of such a company is 1 billion euros. It's all thanks to our support, but also the great talent, initiative, and entrepreneurship of such a big company. What is super important here is on the right-hand side, you see that we support women. We are aiming at supporting 20% of women-led companies, so CEOs, CFOs, CTOs. The ones we are here, women are very dear to us. Why? Because we believe that there is a great potential. Female entrepreneurs sometimes are too shy, sometimes need a bit of encouragement to be more aggressive, more dynamic, and more exploring all the opportunities. So we are here to help out. The question is, are we the right program for you? So if you are a startup, if you're SME, where you have a great innovation, and this innovation will have a big impact that you will create new disruptive market, we are the ones to support you. If until today you couldn't get money from banks or somewhere else because your idea is too risky, again, we are the right address for you. And also what is important, the innovation that you're working on needs to be based on scientific discovery. It has to be breakthrough, innovative. It needs to be built on engineering and major scientific work. What do we offer? We offer here you see a full list of elements that are coming together with Accelerator. So we provide grants. We also provide equity. Apart from that, we support you with acceleration services. We call them business acceleration services. We provide grants and equity for single companies. You don't need to build a consortium, but you as a small company, you need to be alone. That's the privilege for you, because we have understood that small companies and startups that are in big consortia, you lose on importance. Big consortia, when you are around Airbus or Enel, Finmeccanica, Sagem, Thales, these companies are much more vocal in a consortium. That's why this program is for single beneficiaries. This is already something that I have said. Again, startups and SMEs are eligible. The ones who want to scale up, who want to bring its innovation to the market, create new market. And again, it's important that there is a scientific discovery that is the novelty, the innovation that you are going to propose to us. But also, what's most importantly, what you are yourself as an entrepreneur wants to achieve. Let's go to numbers. So as you can see on this slide, we are proposing a grant and investment component. As you know, grant is something non-reimbursable. So a company receives it and will not be requested to give it back, unless there are big mistakes made or fraud is being detected, etc. But that's not our job. Our job is to help companies. These grants are up to 2.5 million euros. So you have to prove in your project that you have 2.5 million euros in eligible cost. But however, out of these, we are providing only 70% of reimbursement. In terms of investment component, as you understand, us as European Commission cannot invest by ourselves. We have European Investment Bank who is helping us to follow the whole procedure. And here, companies can request up to 15 million euros in a form of direct equity, meaning we are buying a stake in your company. We are trying to get to buy from a company not more than 25%, but we try to be as humble, as unimportant for the company. So we are up to now around 10% of ownership in the company. So that's the amount. However, we are called a patient capital, meaning we invest in you. We keep investing our money in your company up to 10 years to make sure that you find the right exit. The moment you find a good principal lead investor, we are stepping out. So as you see here, there are 4 instruments, 4 types of funding. So you can ask for grant only, which is the non-reimbursable cash, and you can fund here all your activities up to getting to the market. So the moment you have tested, validated your technology, you need, the moment you start going to the market, meaning you start looking for partners to sell, this is already, this is the limit. So grant is up to commercialization level. Then there is, on the right-hand side, is a grant and investment. We call it blended finance. And here, the grant is covering all your activities up to the commercialization. However, investments can be used for anything you want, because this is your cash. So as a company, you are responsible for how you spend this money. And this is for the scale up, for this commercialization, the investment can be used. So basically, this is the main principle. Grant only, a very simple funding, and then the other, which is grant and equity. The red part is grant first. However, as we are phasing it out next year, I don't want to speak to you about it. But what is at the bottom, it's investment only. And it's equity only, meaning that you ask us only to invest in your company. It happens very rarely in our case, as companies usually want support still for the technology development, as companies are early stage, so investment only comes later. Out of 720 companies, we have less than a dozen companies that have requested it. And the prerequisite here is that in order to ask for equity only, you need to have already an EIC instrument before, which is not the case of Ukraine yet, but it will be very soon, I hope. Who can apply? So single companies, as I said, it's super important for small SMEs to be alone in this business, not with a big consortium where everybody's trying to step over you. You are responsible for your own life here, for your own planning and how you want to spend your money. So our definition of SME company is up to 250 employees, up to 250 million of turnover, and 43 million euros of total balance sheet. I know widening countries, including Ukraine, there could be companies that have already 250 million euros. So once you 250 employees, but I know these numbers of 50 million are pretty difficult to achieve in our part of Europe, and that's why I think it's very important to watch it to make sure that you're eligible. Something interesting, it's a natural person or legal entity can apply. So meaning if you are a single person, you can apply. You don't need to have a company yet. So you have to apply for a small, for the first stage, but then as a single person, as a natural person without a company. But then once you come to the full proposal stage, you need to set up your own company and you need to establish and you need to establish basically a company. So Ukraine is eligible, you have the right to do it. So we can only encourage you to take advantage of your right to be part of this program. I'm clicking on the button, but it doesn't work. I don't know why, but I'm sure it will work. Something got blocked.
We will wait. Take your time. Try to.
Yeah. So funny.
Try to do it on another screen, maybe.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, is it Google or is it... What can you see now?
The same slide.
Okay.
I can ask if you can share this presentation lately. We just will send it. You please go on explaining about your great program.
Wait a second, because it's really
Sure.
never happened to me before. We got it. You see, that's good. So what is important here is that we are supporting innovation and market deployment actions. It means that your activity needs to contain the innovation action, but also market deployment activities. We are putting here lots of emphasis on the fact that when you apply to us, you need to reach the market. You need to start commercializing. You need to start producing, of course, your technology, your service, your solution, and you must start commercializing. You must reach the market. There needs to be market traction. So this is super important. So I have explained to you what we offer. And now I'd like to move to the next stage where I explain to you what is the evaluation process. Because I think this is the most kind of at the very beginning is important to best understand how it works. So it is composed, our process, of several stages. As you can see, it's short proposal, full proposal, and interviews. So there are 3 stages. It's a long process, and the success rate in our program is 5–6%. So every 20 company that submits to us proposal, a short proposal, manages to get funded. It's super competitive, but it's worth it. And companies, I went to Poland recently to Wolf Summit in Wrocław, and companies told us the moment we received funding from you, from the EIC, everybody who didn't want to invest in us, who didn't want to give us any cash, said, "Oh, come over. We'll give you cash. We will support you." So it is it's worth a try. It's an investment to apply time-wise and your efforts, but it pays off. So we work like a venture capital. The outcome of evaluations either you go ahead or you are not going ahead. So we call it go and no go. You write a short proposal, then you write the full proposal, and then afterwards you have to pitch your idea to the jury members, and you also get a go or no go. Let's go to a...
Just for a second, Greg, I'm sorry. On the screen, slides do not change. So we see the same one. Try to do it one more time.
So what do you see on the screen?
Funding options. Grant, grant only, investment, grant and investment.
And now?
Excuse me, if you want to change the screen, you should press on the arrow in the bottom of the screen, and you should close your first slide. I mean, not the first presentation, I mean. And then you should switch on to the second presentation, and then again close and open the first one. This is...
But it is the same presentation, just different slides. That is a problem. So arrow, left, right, you can use it. Try to change.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
But thank you very much, Natalia, for your help.
And what can you see now?
The same. Nothing changed. Maybe you close and start one more time. You open on your another screen presentation, switch off and switch on, and we will see a new slide. Let's try to do it like this.
And what can you see now?
The same.
Because what I can see on my screen, I can see, I'm looking at the screen of Google, and I see the EIC fund.
EIC Accelerator funding options. What we see?
You are here.
Seventh
Wow.
slide.
Seventh, yeah.
Okay. Apologize for that. I have no experience with Google. That's why it's for the first time I'm using this.
You can stop demonstrating, then change the slide and start demonstrating one more time. It will be better.
I have too many screens, probably. I have 3 screens.
But you said one very important thing. For Ukrainian startups, it is important not to be afraid and look for funding and present themselves. That is the main idea.
Okay, now I understand. There is a problem because I cannot. What can you see now?
Just a second. The EIC fund.
So it's a different slide now.
Yeah.
You see, we got it. Thank you very much for all your help. Apologies for that. So lots of companies, before they start applying here, they want to find out how does it work with, how do you buy part of the company? And this is super important. So that's why we have, when we talk about blended finance, we explain how it works. So we have the fund. The fund is in charge of the equity. So commission is in charge of investing the grant. We transfer money to the EIC funds, who is in charge of investing in you, because we are not a bank. We have no expertise. We have no right to invest in companies. That's why I have created a fund. So as you can see here, we have EIC Fund Manager, who makes investments and divestments decisions, with the investment bank, the European Investment Bank in Luxembourg, who is in charge of making all the steps related to due diligence and is an advisor. EISMEA is the European Innovation Agency for Small and Medium Enterprise, and we are in charge of all the evaluation process and selection of proposals, and we implement the grant component. And we ensure coordination between the grant and equity. So here it's pretty straightforward. We invest between €500,000 to €15 million. Each time we invest in you, we want to ensure there's a crowding in effect. So looking for co-investors. And if we invest €5 million, okay, I see a comment. Someone wants to have it in Russian or Ukrainian, but I can't do it. But we'll send you the slides. And the co-investor needs to invest 3-5 times higher than we do. So if we invest €5 million in a company, a leading co-investor needs to invest more. Once we invest in you and we see that there is a need for more, we have the so-called follow-on, and we can invest in you more. This is super complicated and super detailed. I'm not sure if this is very useful, but to make sure that you understand the investment part is very much watched by everybody around. The investment guidelines is our Bible, and we follow it very diligently, and there's all kinds of possible audits, etc., because we're spending EU money. So we follow very diligently the rules. What are the options? The funds there are 4 buckets, as you can see, bucket 0, 1, 2, and 3. Either a company receives a no-go, which is not our wish, but then company can be directly invested, or later, or doesn't need to invest because there is a full investor. These are the steps that you can see that the company is going through. So there's venture building, then there's networking and fundraising. That's what we are. That's what we go through. What is here important, that after explaining what we offer, the evaluation process, the investment, I'd like to explain to you how to apply. And I think this is very useful. So basically, as you can see here, for each step, there are these different requirements. Let's start from the very bottom. It's step 1. So first, a company needs to prepare a short summary of what the company is proposing. Then there's a pitch deck, meaning a few slides, and a video pitch. Second step is a just pitch deck, meaning slides, plus a full proposal. And at the end, there's a presentation, an interview with jury members. When you apply, you need to bear in mind the rules, and the rules are shown to you on the right-hand side. These are the evaluation rules. So basically, we check the excellence of your proposal, the impact, and the level of risk, implementation, and do you really need support from the European Union? These are the most important elements when we assess, when we evaluate your proposals. In step 1, in a short proposal, these are all the questions you need to answer. So what are you proposing? Why are you proposing this? How do you want to achieve this, the goal? Who are the main actors? What is your team? What is your addressable market? And what will be the impact? So you need to indicate what is your time to market in number of years. You need to indicate your business readiness level, and you have to also explain what's the potential on potential societal and industrial application. So what you produce needs to be useful, not only very technically, but you have to be in line with the economic, environmental, and climate impact. So that's what we look at as well. The pitch deck, so these are slides. Up to 10 slides you need to prepare, which are needs to be less text, but more graphs, more data, more pictures. That's something important. So these are the examples of slides you need to prepare. These are examples of the ones we had before. You need to ensure that once you show them to us in 10 slides, it has to be a full description of what you're offering and what you want to achieve. You need to also prepare a video, which has to be simple. It has to be, of course, in the language that is best understood. I wouldn't suggest that any one of you does it in Ukrainian. It has to be in English. Even if you have the right to do it in Czech or Polish or Hungarian or French, don't do it, because we understand all English, and even if you have the right to do it in other languages, please follow English. So be clear and follow all the rules that I'm explaining to you here. The next step is the full proposal, and full proposal is a investment on your time. You need to make sure that you take your time to prepare it. You need to use all the help that you have around. So you can use the coaches that we provide free of charge. You have to speak to your national contact point. If there is EN, I think there is EN in Ukraine, but if for some reason in Ukraine, national contact point or EN is not available, you can use the ones in other countries. You can probably go to Poland, you can go to Germany, you can go to other countries and say, look, this is the situation, I'm coming from Ukraine, can you help me and draft a proposal, just give me some guidance. Make sure that your language is correct, meaning the same, we need to speak the same languages, meaning it has to be technical business language. You have to provide a comprehensive and realistic risk analysis, and you need to make sure that you follow the rules in terms of number of characters. You need to follow all the rules, basically, which are part of our business. The pitch deck, again, the slides at this level need to be very well composed, and they will be the ones that will be shown to the jury members, and you need to be well prepared to questions and answers. At the interview, it's the final moment where you show your idea, where you have to defend your idea, where you have to explain all the technicalities, not only about the technology you're proposing, but also the financial part. So these are the main guidance. Here are do's and don'ts that are super important, and this is my slide. So I have explained to you what is Accelerator, what are the funding types. I've explained to you the evaluation process. I've explained to you the main characteristics of the investment. And also I showed to you in a few slides our advice, how to apply, which rules to follow. So this is the end of the slides. Took me 40 minutes, probably too long, but I'd like you to ask you for your questions now. So you you will be able to clarify ideas that I showed to you here in this presentation.
Thank you very much, Greg, for your presentation. I've seen some question in the chat. Okay, from Natalia. Do you only support hardware companies with manufacturing or service startups as well?
Do you only support our companies?
You can see, yeah.
No, it's not only hardware companies. Hardware companies can be the ones who we support, but your innovation can be a solution, a service, a new technology. Of course, as long as you translate it to the final usage. So you don't need to produce hardware. You can produce an innovative societal mechanism or method, or so the answer is no. We are accepting all possible solutions as long as they generate revenue, right? So we usually, there are manufacturing, because in deep tech usually there needs to be produced. They need to be produced, and it's good for you, for companies, to ensure that production is made by yourself, or that you have some of the ownership of the production, to make sure that you are not endangered by the manufacturer's position. So what is important for us, that this manufacturing is not done in China, because Chinese then are in charge of the production and they have the IP. So these are the rules.
Natalia, please.
Thank you. I have a question about the support. I mean, as far as I understand, you can support any decisions about education, maybe about economy. I mean, economics. I mean, maybe it is about any part of the education that can be the element of the ecosystem, innovational ecosystem. Is it possible when you want to resolve any problems, and you suggest any methods or maybe mechanisms which will help to make the economics work better, for example? Is it possible?
It's a difficult question, but what I want to say to you, Natalia, is that whatever you prepare, whatever you produce, whatever you create, you need to be able to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It cannot be a method. It cannot be a business model. It has to be a tangible service, product, consultancy that you will be able to sell. Because, as you understand, we're looking for unicorns.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot become a unicorn if you create a business model.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you sell it. So if you sell your business model, methodology, and you're able to sell it, and you are able to generate revenue, it's fine. Otherwise, not.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
We do have more questions in the chat. You can see. Can you go, Greg, to the chat and see the question, and then we will. Yeah.
How do a commission decides which volume of the grant should be given? Basically, Alexei, it's you, an applicant, who decides about the amount. So we support, in terms of grants, the maximum is 2.5 million euros. And it's you to show to us in your projections in your financial tables how you will spend this money, and will be the elements one by one how you will reach the 2.5 million euros. So you need to spend a specific amount on to buy equipment. It's 500,000, 1 million for the efforts of your work, etc. So it has to be done step by step and explained.
Thank you, Greg. And Vitaly, please.
Yes.
Ask your question.
Yes, thank you for the opportunity to ask the question. So, Greg, I would like to specify maybe some time frames of evaluation procedure for each step. You mentioned that there should be 3 steps, yes, and I suppose that probably there is some time frames for each step. Can you please give some time frames? Yes, and the next question is about relevant calls in the frame of this program. Are they available now or not? Or maybe program is ongoing, and so the calls are open right now.
So there are 3 steps, and the most important for you is step 1, to start. We are so-called continuously open call, meaning you can submit your step 1 anytime, meaning it's a 10 pages of your summary, 10 slides, and a video pitch. And you can submit to funding and tender portal anytime. Once you submit your short proposal, within more or less 1 month, 1 month and a half, you receive an answer, go or no go. Then you have 1 year to get ready for the full proposal. You use the coach from us, and who helps you to prepare your full proposal. And full proposal can be submitted now until October 19, meaning in 2 days, so you can't benefit from it. Next year, there will be 2 cutoffs for full proposal. It will be probably February and October. So you need to submit your step 1 proposal, then until mid-February, mid-October 2024, your full proposal, and then around 3 months later, you will see. Well, actually, it takes shorter. It takes 2 months for the evaluation of your full proposal, whether you will see whether you are allowed or not allowed to go next step to the interview, and you will be interviewed or not. The time between February and the final results. Sorry, its alarm is on. Sorry, alarm is off. So basically, since one of the cutoffs is mid-February. If you get a go from a full proposal and you pass the interview, you will receive your pre-financing within 5 up to 7 months from February. So February is 2nd month plus 7. In about September, October, you're going to get your pre-financing. That's it. Next question. Could my startup be supported by your grant program if you have revenue? If you have revenue and 150,000 users in our local market and want to scale up startup to the European markets? Yes, of course. Natalia, the answer is yes. Maria, do you know whether national consultation points are planned in Ukraine? They are not available. Consultations are provided by our consulting department. More than 7 short applications and 2 full applications have already been submitted. Okay. I think they are called national contact points. We call them NCPs. And they are active in Ukraine because they come to Brussels to meetings, or they are online in meetings where we are, when we organize our program committee meeting. So they are active. I would emphasize that should be Enterprise Europe Network should be active in Ukraine.
They are very active. Yeah,
Yeah.
European, very, very active.
Consultations are provided by our consulting department. What is consulting department? Maria?
Consulting on Ukrainian Association of Startup and Strategy to Future and Ukrainian Export Alliance.
Okay.
This is consulting together, three organizations.
Okay. Yeah. So it's consultancies help a lot our applicants to apply because the call is very competitive. What is something very important when you work with consultancies, do not accept their offer to write a proposal for you and get money from you, but ask them to work on a success fee, that you'll pay them now an amount of money, and the other amount of money should be paid to them once they succeed, once the application passes, right? This is better for you because then you will have more guarantee that the application will be best. I'm doing this in my personal capacity. Rather than European Commission, we can't really give advice on consultancies as they are not any party to our agreement. Commission signs a contract with a specific company, and we're talking to companies. These are the answer to your question, Maria.
We do have one more hand. Ivan, please, your question.
Okay.
Ivan?
Okay, I have short comment regarding NCP and consultancy. Are you from Poland, I think, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, I have more 20 years experience to participate in framework program, starting from Polish NCP contact point, national contact point, punkt kontaktowy, krajowy punkt kontaktowy from Poland. And now we have some problem with Ministry of Science Education Science in Ukraine. The ministry don't nominate the NCP in Ukraine under Horizon Euro program. The ministry has some problem with Ministry of Financing, but I have some, on my meeting with my colleague from ministry, I expect the nomination of NCP to end of this year. We also are waiting to open the Office of Horizon, Office of the National Office of Horizon Europe in Ukraine, budget of National Foundation, and but our ministry in working main, working plan dominate some representative on committee. We also have two people who is a member of the program committee on the EIC. And in these years, we also have some regional innovation scheme from European Institute of Innovation and Technology. In these months, I know maybe 3 or 4 initiatives for support startups, special training, etc., etc. But and also now in Ukraine, a lot of discussion regarding deep tech technology. We are waiting the start of the project. You don't mean about project for 20 million for Ukrainian startup. I know there is some juridical problem in this program. Brave one is project for 20 million, 8 million from consortium and 12 million euro from Ukrainian startup. Also, big question about deep tech startup, how we can support in this project. Sometimes in Ukraine, our colleagues don't see some difference between Horizon as program, some cluster as program, big project as project, not initiative. Some things in the mind of people that sometimes don't understand where we can apply. And also, some people don't understand role of NCP. NCP is no consultancy. NCP don't participate in the preparation of projects. There is the role of private consultancy on the payment model to work. But NCP should to give some advice. Can check project, but NCP works without payment. There is a free service.
Yes, you're right.
Yes, we have some requirement for NCP, and of course we are waiting this nomination. We try to build, but we have free market, and a lot of company try to offer this service as consultancy service. But I seen last time in the accelerator, I see some changes regarding platform of artificial intelligence, how to change. Some in this year I see all of changes in the work of EIC. Of course, today you explain how to participate in accelerator, but how you expect all innovation chain, starting from Pathfinder, transition, and to accelerator. Is it how this work? How we can to apply this scheme in Ukraine? We have a lot of discussion about reform.
Ivan, can I ask you a question? What is your question?
My question is mostly, but there is no question. There's comment to regarding the question my colleague from Maria about consultancy and work. But regarding question for you is very simple. How you estimate the changes of the platform artificial intelligence? EIC changes some process to application before accelerator.
Okay, I'll answer your question. So we are evolving. We are a program that is very innovative. European Commission has years of experience in distributing grants. Equity is a totally new new journey for us. So we've already been working on this for 2 years, but we are still learning. And that's why there are changes to the program. And the program is being has changed. There are changes in the application process because we listen to applicants. And the new application process is much easier and much shorter. So you use the funding and tender portal, which is do you have access to it?
I agree with you. Using the participation portal is a bit simply, but regarding equity, is this money is not easy to obtain for Ukrainian company regarding from European Innovation Bank. We need to have some authorization bank in Ukraine. How to can is a lot of company ask how we can use this investment money from EIC. Is it some way?
It's very difficult for me to answer such very specific question that is very specific for Ukraine. But
we don't have access to direct to EIB bank. We need to have some intermediary bank, whatever is typical scheme.
It's not about EIB is not part. EIB as an advisor. They are just preparing all the grounds for the EIC fund to take the decision. They are not taking any decisions, EIB by itself. But as far as I understand, if a specific company from Ukraine is being invested in, you don't need any intermediary of national authorities. The transaction is between a company in Ukraine and the EIC funds for equity and European Commission for the grant. So we absolutely do not need any intervention from national authorities. It's a transaction between you, a small SME, your signature, and us.
Okay, thank you.
Do we have any questions?
One last call for questions. No. So, Greg, thank you so much for such a good presentation with a lot of information. I believe our startups have now a lot of things to be checked for them, how they can apply. From our side, I would like to invite you to our investment forum on 25th of November. It doesn't matter offline or online, but please find time. We'll be really happy if you can join us. We will send you all details.
Okay, I cannot promise 100% because it's Saturday, but I'll do my best. My final word, closing word, Ukrainian SMEs are fully eligible to participate in this program. You don't need any subsidy, you don't need any middlemen. It's, again, you and the Commission, no one in between to be part of this business. It's super important not to be thinking that we need a Ukrainian authority to be part of it. No, they don't even need to know about it. This is your business, your company, your future. So basically what is important here, you are associated country to Horizon Europe. This is one of the many programs that you can participate in, and you should benefit from it. And I am Polish myself, and I make similar presentations in Poland. It's not easy to get funding from us, from European Commission, but it is possible. There are some Polish, Czech, Hungarian, Latvian, Lithuanian companies that managed to get funding. This year, Cyprus got money from us for the first time. It took them several years, but after 3 years, they managed to get one SME from Cyprus. So again, don't be shy. You have to try. This is your opportunity, your future, and you need to take advantage of it.
Thank you. I will answer with the question of Віталій. Віталій, буде надіслана презентація, і запис також буде, будь-яку інформацію. І питання організаторам можете писати, ми на всі питання будемо відповідати. So,
and I'm
Greg,
going to send the presentation to, I'm in touch with Maria. I don't know, who is Maria?
Maria, show yourself.
Okay, Maria Kucheruk, right?
Yes. Yes,
Okay,
right.
so this is you. So basically, I'm going to send to you the presentation.
Okay.
And I would like to advise to you, go to Polish NCPs, go to Polish EEN, to German, to French. French and German NCPs are super good. Austrian or even Swiss, or use all Europe. Contact them and ask them for help. If they are able to help you, they will do it. If they're not available in Ukraine yet. Okay?
Okay, I understand. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and be safe. Thank you.
You too, as well.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Всім дякую.
Дякую. Я зупиняю запис. Дякую всім.